Welcome to Understand All. I'm your host, Aslekeir Gairleif, and today we're embarking on an epic journey through the captivating world of Viking expansion. So, grab your virtual helmet and let's set sail on this thrilling adventure together. Now, what if I told you that the Vikings were the world's first global explorers? That's right. Long before Columbus or Magellan, these intrepid Norsemen were navigating the high seas, leaving their mark on lands far and wide. But what drove the Vikings to expand beyond their Scandinavian homeland? Well, it turns out there were a few key factors at play. First, the Viking population was growing faster than a beard at a longship party, and with limited arable land in their frosty fjords, they needed to find new places to call home. Second, these crafty Norsemen had developed some serious shipbuilding skills, allowing them to construct vessels that could handle anything the ocean threw at them. And finally, the allure of adventure and the promise of riches in foreign lands was just too tempting to resist. Speaking of ships, let's talk about the secret weapon behind Viking expansion, the legendary longship. These sleek, sturdy vessels were like the sports cars of the medieval world. They could sail in shallow waters, navigate narrow rivers, and even be carried overland when necessary. According to the National Museum of Denmark, the largest Viking longships could carry up to 100 warriors, making them the perfect vehicle for raiding and exploring. But the Vikings weren't just master shipbuilders, they were also skilled navigators. Without GPS or compasses, these seafaring Scandinavians relied on ancient techniques to find their way across the open ocean. They used sun compasses to determine their latitude and a mysterious crystal called a sunstone to navigate on cloudy days. Talk about ingenuity. So, with their trusty longships and navigation skills, the Vikings set out to explore the world. And boy, did they cover some serious ground. To the west, they reached the shores of Britain and Ireland, establishing settlements and trading posts. They even founded the city of Dublin, which today is known more for its Guinness than its Viking heritage. But the Vikings didn't stop there. They pushed further west, discovering and settling the remote islands of Iceland and Greenland. Now, you might be thinking, Greenland? That place is covered in ice. And you'd be right. But the Vikings were master marketers, and they knew that a place called Greenland would attract more settlers than a place called Iceland. Clever, right? And here's a fun fact. Did you know that the Vikings actually reached North America around the year 1000 CE? That's right. Centuries before Columbus, a Viking explorer named Leif Erikson set foot on the shores of what is now Newfoundland, Canada. He even established a short-lived settlement called Vinland, which is Norse for wineland. I guess the Vikings appreciated a good vintage even back then. But the Vikings weren't content with just exploring the western frontier. They also ventured eastward, leaving their mark on lands from Russia to the Byzantine Empire. In the Baltic region, they established trading routes and founded the city of Novgorod, which became a major center of commerce and culture. The Vikings also made their way down the great rivers of Russia, eventually reaching the Black Sea and the wealthy city of Constantinople. There, they served as elite warriors in the Byzantine Emperor's personal guard, known as the Varangian Guard. Talk about a career change. But the Vikings weren't just raiders and warriors. They were also savvy traders. They established vast trading networks that connected Scandinavia with the rest of Europe and beyond. From the markets of Constantinople to the bazaars of Baghdad, Viking merchants traded furs, amber, and even slaves for silver coins and exotic goods. In fact, archaeologists have found Viking hoards containing coins from as far away as the Middle East, a testament to the incredible reach of their trading networks. According to the British Museum, one such hoard discovered in England contained over 7,000 silver coins, including some minted in Afghanistan. But the Vikings didn't just trade goods. They also exchanged ideas and culture. Old Norse, the language of the Vikings, had a significant influence on English. And many common words we use today, like sky, cake, and husband, can trace their roots back to the Vikings. Norse mythology, with its tales of mighty gods like Odin and Thor, has captured the imagination of people for centuries. From ancient sagas to modern comic books, these legendary figures continue to inspire and entertain. The Vikings also left their mark on the political landscape of medieval Europe. As they settled in new lands, they established kingdoms and dynasties that would shape the course of history. In England, the Danelaw region was ruled by Viking kings, and in Normandy, France, Viking descendants became powerful nobles, eventually giving rise to the Norman conquest of England in 1066. But perhaps the most enduring legacy of the Vikings is their spirit of exploration and adventure. These bold Norsemen pushed the boundaries of the known world, braving stormy seas and uncharted lands in search of opportunity and glory. They adapted to new environments, from the icy shores of Greenland to the riverbanks of Russia, and left a lasting impact on the cultures they encountered. Today, the Viking Age may be long past, but its influence can still be felt in our language, our literature, and even our DNA. Recent genetic studies have revealed that many people in Britain, Iceland, and other parts of Europe can trace their ancestry back to Viking settlers. So, what can we learn from the Vikings and their incredible expansion? Well, for one thing, they remind us that the world is full of opportunities for those who are willing to take risks and explore new horizons. They also show us the importance of adaptability, innovation, and cultural exchange in a rapidly changing world. But perhaps most importantly, the Vikings inspire us to embrace our own spirit of adventure, to set sail on our own metaphorical longships and discover what lies beyond the horizon. Because who knows, maybe one day, future generations will look back on us as the intrepid explorers of our time. And that, my friends, is the epic tale of Viking expansion. From the fjords of Scandinavia to the shores of North America, these remarkable Norsemen left an indelible mark on history and continue to capture our imaginations to this day. So, the next time you hear someone shout "Skull" or see a horned helmet at a football game, remember the incredible story of the Vikings and their world-changing expansion. And who knows, maybe it'll inspire you to embark on your own adventure, to explore new lands, and to leave your own mark on history. And with that, we've reached the end of our journey through the fascinating world of Viking expansion. I hope you've enjoyed this whirlwind tour through history and maybe even learned a thing or two along the way. Remember, the world is full of incredible stories waiting to be discovered, and all it takes is a little curiosity and a sense of adventure to uncover them. So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep seeking out new horizons. This is Aslekeir Gairleif signing off from Understand All. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride through Viking history, and I can't wait to see where our next adventure will take us. Skål!